Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is straight out of Boston here, aka the King of Boston, and today we're back for episode 11 of my MLB 14 Road to the Show. And today, Saul Goodman is in spring training with the Tampa Bay Rays with a shot at making the big league club out of spring training. So it took us about a week to get into some game action. It took us 5 at-bats in our first game, but we do finally collect a hit, and that is a good sign for Goodman. The big thing with this episode is going to be hitting Major League pitching, something that is easier said than done. You do have to kind of be a little bit more focused, pay a little bit more attention to have pitch recognition and all that good stuff to be able to hit big league hitting at this point. And that's something Saul's never had to do before, so it's going to be a bit of an adjustment, and you're definitely going to see that he goes 1 for 5 in his first game. Now check out this, we're actually playing some shortstop here. If you guys remember, that is my secondary position, and I eventually just switched that at some point halfway through spring training to the whole infield, but they mainly keep him at short and third, and he does get like a defensive replacement opportunity at first base at one point, but I didn't show that just because we just fielded a ground ball and it was nothing too interesting. So we get a base hit right there, and now playing some short. Check this out, we actually go and cover the second base bag on a stolen base attempt, make the nice tag, and the runner is out. So I'm not sure if the Rays plan on moving Saul over to shortstop. I've talked about it before, but there is a bit of a dilemma with Evan Longoria occupying that third base spot at the Major League level. Not sure if Goodman's ever going to take over that spot. Longoria is locked up long term, and I just don't know if we're ever going to be able to play third base at the Major League level on this Rays team. Here, though, you can see Saul really struggling at the at spring training to just put bat on ball and make solid contact. We go 0 for 4 this game with a strikeout, a couple of groundouts, and a flyout. So really nothing brewing, and we're hitting under 200 at this point. Another game against the Red Sox, 9th inning. Once again, Edward Mujica on the mound, and we actually work a walk right here. That's something good to see. I've talked about it before, and I'll talk about it again. And I don't know, does Edward Mujica have a beard? My friend Grant points this out a lot. A lot of unnecessary beards in this game. For some reason, like, everyone has a beard, even though not like Mark Trumbo has a beard and like Adam Jones has a beard. Like, it's kind of stupid, but either way, and you can see here getting under the ball, we just pop this one up lazily to third base. Just nothing really going well for Saul at this point in terms of hitting, and it's just an adjustment. A lot more focus is involved, and in my defense, I did play this while I watched the NBA draft lottery, and yes, my favorite team is the Boston Celtics, so it was distracting, and I had to pay attention to that for a little bit, but not making excuses. Either way, you can see Joe Madden had a little bit of a sit-down with us, just trying to get our head focused and all that stuff, but here we're playing a pretty nice shortstop, actually. Didn't have too many defensive, I guess then, we didn't have a lot of defensive struggles, so to say, playing shortstop, so that was a good sign, and you can see here we slapped that one to the right side for a base hit. Runner will, I believe, be held up at third, but at least put the ball in play. A lot of seeing eye singles, a lot of weak contact, nothing really too special about the way Saul is hitting so far. But later in the game, looking for our first 2-hit game of our spring career, and we get another nice little seeing eye single. Now, at least that one we went to the opposite field, so it was a good piece of hitting, but just really not getting a lot of bat on ball and not making a lot of solid contact. And we do go 2 for 5, but it was kind of a weak 2 for 5, if you know what I mean. We did pick up the win, but you know, as always, win-loss and spring training, not really a big deal. So you can see the I guess, I don't know what you'd call this screen, and just I guess the performance screen or whatever. But back at shortstop once again, and I don't know if this is a sign for the future, but Saul is playing pretty well over at shortstop. Makes a nice play ranging to his right to fire it, and I believe that was Brett Lowry who gets the out. Yes, it was. So we skip ahead here to the top of the 8th, down 9-1. But check this out. That was probably my best swing of the spring. Not a lot of you know, extra base hits or solid contact so far for Saul, but he ends up legging out a double here, and he just took that away fastball, drove it the opposite way. You know, that was just a great piece of hitting, and it was exciting for you know, for me personally, just, you know, because you do want to be able to hit at the Major League level with Saul Goodman, and you know, it was just encouraging, I guess. So here we do end up striking out to Luke Hochevar, who's now on the Pirates, a nice little sinker away. So still the struggles do continue, but I guess the good thing is we're seeing glimpses of the ability to kind of hit Major League pitching and do things well. So as always, you get a lot of fielding training stuff or whatever in the spring training, and I don't show a lot of these, or I don't show any like clips for them, but we do get the silver on this one, and they did tone back on this a little bit. I remember in last year's game and in previous years, I used to have like a zillion of those in spring training. Now I think I only had 2 or 3, but here we go. Goodman crushes one to deep right field. That one is back and over the head of a diving Markakis. Of course, the runners hold up there, so we actually only get a single out of it, when in reality that could have been a double or even a triple. Just considering the fact that Markakis misplayed it. But there we get a nice encouraging, I guess, round of applause from our third base coach. Escobar reaches third, so A really nice piece of hitting, and it kind of appears that Goodman is starting to make those adjustments at the Major League level. I need to take that dual flapping helmet off. I just realized I still have that on, and that is not something I want to have at the Major League level. So Goodman now taking that one the opposite field, and that one actually gets caught, but still, same game, and you can tell the swings are getting better. It's not always about the numbers that you put up in spring training, although I'm sure that's what the game pays attention to when they decide whether or not, you know, you go to AAA, AA, Major Leagues, or whatever. But still, you know, driving that one to left field, going the opposite way, good signs all around. So now we come into this next game hitting 194. Nothing too impressive. Ricky Nolasco on the mound, though. We already got 2 hits off of Ricky Nolasco once this episode, and I think that, actually, maybe that's not Ricky Nolasco, but either way, it's Twins pitching, and Twins don't have the greatest rotation in the world. But here's a nice play defensively from Saul Goodman, making a play on the run, sort of, making the smart choice, too. Didn't try to go to home or anything like that. Ends up making the out at first. Now 1-1 game at top of the 5th, and there we kind of inside out that one into left field for a base hit. Now, at the AAA, AA level, you might have seen that one hit the gap. Instead, that one kind of rolls to the left fielder, and they will hold Saul to a single, but still, ability to go inside out with it. Nice piece of hitting. Now here Saul flies one to deep left field. That one is back. Left fielder going back, and he's going to get under it, but only, you know, 2 or 3 steps in front of the warning track, so some power seen there. Good signs out of Saul. Later in the game, top of the 9th, down by 1. A good opportunity here for the better call Saul moment of the episode. Let's see if Goodman can come through. Man on first. He represents the go-ahead run, and I line this one down the right field line for a base hit. That'll stay fair. Runner's going to go to third. I'm trying to head for second here. Remember, we are the go-ahead run. Throw goes to second, and it's in time. A beautiful relay from the Minnesota Twins to get Goodman at second, and that'll end the game. So I'm sure that would have been a little bit more exciting if it was a regulation game or regular season game and not just an exhibition. But still, I guess maybe the relays are a little bit better at the Major League level. I'm not sure. But I'm not sure if the game kind of quantifies things that way. But either way, not the smartest choice. I was very surprised to see us get out there. But either way, Goodman here with a bat control thing, I guess, or a training result. This one was really easy. We had like 10 chances or whatever to put strikes in fair territory, and I was able to do that pretty easily. So we got the gold there, and then spring training has come to an end, and we will advance to the regular season and see if we made the Major League roster. The time to find out, and yes, we did. As a bench player, will be the backup. I guess Forsyth is still an infielder, so we won't be technically the backup infielder, but we will be serving a reserve role for the Major League club, so that's pretty exciting. I guess the club saw enough in us, but I'm not sure where we're going to play because, as you can see, Yunel Escobar got locked up long-term on a pretty, good value contract. Zobrist is signed for a couple more years at $9.7 million. Here is the role that I think we could fill: first base, and I believe he's actually DHing is Alan Jones, a player who hit 3rd or 4th for us last year at AAA. I think he hit 3rd. So anyway, take a look at the Major League roster. Really no new additions. As always, the Rays kind of have these quiet off seasons where they add kind of no-name players like Zach Duke, who end up, always seeming to serve them well. But Jake Odorizzi does make the 5th starter spot, which I thought was pretty encouraging just because he had such a good year for us at AAA last year. This team's strength is its pitching, but if he can help out in the hitting areas at all, then certainly would be glad. Excited to make the Major League roster, and hopefully we'll, collect some sort of starting spot at some point this year. But either way, that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you did enjoy. And those are my peace.